Let it
Well, good evening to you all. I see you coming in. I see your comments. You're saying hello to the family. I love it. Come on, detoxers. Let's get it started on this January 4th at 8:04 p.m. Good evening and greetings. Good evening to Keisha Monique, Gwen Molden, Ashley, Candy Oates. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Jeannie, good evening. Erica Carpening, good evening. Carla, Anna, Vanessa, Jenny, you're doing well. Mimi, good evening. Jessica, it's moving fast. Lisa Palmer, Roxanne, Coach Ebony, good evening. Can hear me? Great. Priscilla, Nicole, very good. Good evening. Yvette Anderson, Roxanne, good evening to you. Elder Manuel, welcome. Good evening. Good evening, Misha. Reverend Woodard, God bless you, and good evening to Neil. Elder Lisa, Coach Latanya, hello. Pastor Dolores and Carla and Chevelle and Dominique, good evening, family. Good evening, Anya, Joycey, Cynthia Baisden, Rochelle, Renee. Good evening. Good evening, Coach Maria. Good evening, Minister Jerry, Reed Chambers. God bless you. And good evening, Minister Leah, Minister Mike, Ramanita. Wonderful souls. Come on in. Crystal and Latrice, Shaylin and Vanessa. Good evening, Sharita. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. We have another Gwendolyn Siobhan. Welcome, my dear. Welcome. Audrey Holly, good evening. So wonderful to see y'all popping in. Come on. Let's get it turned up tonight. Rhonda Johnson, good evening to you. Prudence, hello. Hello, Pastor Ronnie. Diana Santos, I see you. Pastor Beverly Baker, Carla Rankin, good evening. Had a chance to speak to some of y'all today. God is good. God is good. Hello, Danielle and Chevelle. Natalie, God bless you. Good evening, Cynthia Franklin. Good evening, wonderful souls. Come on in, Tasha Ross. Always seems to be the first one there commenting before the live has even started. All right. Good evening, Brittany Lamb. Look at y'all. Come on in, R. Cherie. Ready to cut some demon heads, says Joycey. Whatever it takes. Patricia Wilson, good evening to you. And let few of y'all come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ramanita and Stephanie, welcome. God bless you. I was over here looking in the group section and paying attention to all of the wonderful comments that everyone is saying and sharing this evening. While you're coming in, I'm going to see if I can maybe explore a couple of them. Hey, look at that. I've been looking for my phone all day and I just found it and it was right in front of me. Isn't God good? I thank y'all for your orders that you placed today. I thank you that Eartha came into the Soul Detox Center and picked up her 2 books today. By the end of this evening, those who are picking up their orders, you should get a notification saying when you can come and pick it up. And to those who are getting it mailed, you should be getting an email tonight letting you know that your order has also been sent out. So thank you very much. Y'all closed the shop down last night. All of the remaining self-esteem books that we had left in our immediate stash are completely sold out. We put in another order for another carton. I think this is my 5th carton. Glory to God. There's about 50 in a carton, and these will be arriving in about 10 days. So if you go back on the product page, you will see that the book is now available again to order. but there is a notification on there that the order is out 10 days. So you will get it before we're done with So Detox, but it is going to take 10 days before I can get it in here. So you're perfectly fine to go on and order. Again, just pay attention to the big writing we have on there that it is back ordered for 10 days. And it may be in sooner. They've been shipping really fast, but you will get a notification as soon as we get it that your book is going out again. As always, you can always go to Amazon and you can order a hard copy through your Prime account, which usually gets there, in a couple days. Or you can always order the Kindle copy, the ebook, if you're into technology and you like ebooks like I have gotten used to. You can go ahead and order your ebook, and you can get that in a matter of seconds. If you go to Amazon and request the ebook, you will have that as well in a matter of seconds. So you can keep up with the work that we've already started. However, I would like for you to get a paper copy because you can write in it. And you can write in it the extra information that you were given on last night that other people were not given because they're not a part of the 30 days that we're doing. So again, the group therapy self-esteem book is in. It's back in for you to order. Y'all bought it out on last night. You closed the shop down. And they're all being shipped between today and tomorrow, and fulfillment notices are going to your email. So make sure, if you're one of those people that use a lot of different emails, make sure you know which email you use to order or that you use for So Detox, so you can check your email for notifications. And we did send an email out to you tonight. So you will be able to see that the notification actually said group therapy self-esteem book order now, ships in 10 days. So you can go ahead and order the book. Just know that it's going to take 10 days to get it. And we also have noticed that a lot of people were ordering other products on last night, ordering t-shirts and hoodies and notebooks and other things. So we update that as well. If you check your email or go to the website and look at the product page, you will see that we have a new one listed today that says, I am bigger than my fears. So all of us who are fighting fears and overcoming our fears. There's a nice black hoodie. If you want in a different color, you can inbox me and I can have it posted on a nice pastel pink, a white, a gray, or a pastel blue. And you can order that hoodie that says, I am bigger than my fears. I'm working on one now currently to memorialize So Detox 2022. So you'll be getting a notification on that. So unless you like to shop, you don't have to go jump in on everything that comes out, because we're going to have products coming out. We're going to try at least for every few days. That's why I said once a week. So I want to thank you for Tennille, who just ordered her first hoodie. Nice, beautiful black hoodie that says, I am bigger than my fears, and glory to God who causes us to triumph. You most certainly are, my dear. So I'm glad to see you get that. So welcome on here tonight. And I'm also, looking at email. People are telling me they want one. Just go on there and order it. I don't need to get an email that you want one. I need to be able to keep up with the emails from people who want help. So just go onto the product page and place your order. I just want to thank Darlene. Diane. An order just came in from Diane, who's placing an order right now on the website. I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank Angela Witt. Thank you so much. God bless you for subscribing to our YouTube page. If you have not subscribed to YouTube, please, 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 I ask you, I beg of you mercy, if you can go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page, it would help. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to go through a few more minutes of just some of the business and the housekeeping work, as we call it. If you can just go ahead, wherever you're looking in on from, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, please go ahead and hit like. If there's someone that you can share it with, or if you just want to share it in your own inbox on Facebook Messenger, go ahead and send it to yourself, and then you can send it to others tonight, tomorrow, whenever you can. But if you would just like and share, it helps us a lot. Comments really make a big difference to the algorithm. So just saying something hello or something encouraging helps us a lot as well. I see Latrice is commenting about the hoodie and says, I don't think this is the same. No, my dear, it absolutely is not the same. But we are working on it. This one that I have on tonight, it doesn't have So Detox in the front. This one, she put it down the arm. So it's down one arm where she has So Detox, where the other ones had it going across the front. So we're working on getting those, but that fear one is really hot. I like that one myself. So again, thank you for coming on with us tonight. Please like, please share. Our coaches are on there watching now to make sure that you're actually doing that, because it helps us, and we would appreciate all the help we can get to just kind of encourage us. You know, it's an offering to us for doing all that we do, that you can just go on and hit a like and a share with someone. It makes a difference. Let's see. I want to thank Gloria for registering for our event. She says, good evening, Apostle. Am I too late to get a self-assessment form? No, you are not. And we're going to ask our solutionist administrator, Ebony, to respond to her and let her know how she can find the, oh, they're coming in again, how they can find the assessment link that they need to get. All right. I want to read these off tonight so that no one's left out. And I also was told that my coaches have already responded to the assessments that came in. So if you have not gotten a response, then you want to send us an email again and check in to see what's going on, because you should have gotten an email that says, we got your assessment, someone is working on it, and they will get back to you. Amen. I see a comment. I need the link again. Is that for the assessment, Beverly? Let me know while we're doing this little housekeeping work before we jump on and jump in. Let's see. Group therapy, self-esteem, order ships in 10 days. I ordered. Can I pick them 2 sets from the church as possible? You sure can. And that's from Debbie Baker. And we will be definitely contacting you regarding that. And let's see who else is on here. I want to thank Sherelle for her order. I want to thank Ashley. How do these sizes run in the new hoodies? They run pretty much correct to size. They go up to 2XL. They go up to 2XL. I want to answer your question tonight. And let's see. Again, yep. Gentle Hands, she ordered her hoodie. Beautiful. I see a questionnaire coming in that someone's answering now. All right, let's see. Someone else posted. Ashley Otero finished the last few pages, of her soul work questions. And she's ready to hear tonight's word. And she's hoping that we all had an amazing day. That is in the group page for all of us that are on So Detox group page. Get on the group page. It's a good place to go. And everyone's checking in with each other, encouraging one another, corresponding with one another. And it actually does make a big difference. Thank you for all those that are registering right now. I see you coming through on my page. Thank you for those that I've had private sessions with between yesterday and today. We're getting a lot done, and I'm very proud of you for that as well. Let's see. I'll just give a quick shout out to these wonderful detoxers. I want to thank Carla R for her orders. I want to thank Katrina A for her orders. I want to thank Latrice for her order. I got you. I want to thank Yvonne R for her order. Cynthia F, thank you for your order. Edith Jackson, they're coming in. Thank you for your order. Norina B, thank you for your order. And your order again. And Carla, another Carla, thank you. And those also that have been ordering the magazine, I want to thank Yolanda T for her order. Again, Kamisha, for your reoccurring order for Start Healthy Magazine, Maria Cameron, I want to thank you for your recurring order of Start Healthy Magazine. And if you did order the magazine subscription that was already completed in December, it just doesn't mail out till January, but the deadline was in December. You will be getting your first copy directly mailed from me, or either you can come by and pick them up from the Soul Detox Center that is at 131 East Elliott Street in Hartford, Connecticut. So I said your name. You know that we got you. We may be a little behind, but we are not going to not get to you or not handle you. We are about this business of the soul. Amen. So welcome. How wonderful are you doing? I see 126 of us on tonight. I know we can do a lot better than that. So please make sure you take the time to like and share. Cynthia Franklin, I would like 2 of I'm Bigger Than My Fears, pastel, pink, and black. Ebony, if you could write that down for us, please, so we can make sure we get in touch with her and help her get that process. Amen. Gwyneth, you're getting your soul notebook. Absolutely. If you want to order yours in 1X, you just need to go on to SuzanneMHoward.com, hit the shop page, and just go to products and just order it. Ships directly to your house. You'll get it directly from the manufacturer that I deal with to get these t-shirts done and jerseys done. And they have backpacks and bathing suits and slippers and sneakers and towels and sweatpants, and we're going to get the whole gamut. We're going to get it working. You'll have it. Very good. And Ebony's responding, letting everyone know that she is sending out the assessment link to you. So we have a group message that we can send out to everyone who's registered. So she would just hit that group message and everyone will get the assessment to make sure that we all have it. It was the first time, and I know glitches happen and people get a little nervous and confusion comes in. But the assessments are posted. You have to open up the Wix app, go to my app, go to the Wix app, and go ahead to your member profile page. If you don't have a profile picked, then you have to start a new membership profile page. Many of y'all have had them and you just went in and you made a whole nother one. You have 2 or 3 different profiles, but that's okay. If I have to contact you, I'll talk to you on the phone and find out which 2 or 3 or 4 can we get rid of so that we don't have you in there so many times. How do you know that you're in So Detox with more than one member profile? By the amount of emails that you get. So just make sure if you need anything, try to email, because these messages go away at the end of the night. So if you would email info@SuzanneMHoward.com, we can sort it to the coach or either to the administrator and make sure that you get the help you need. I want to thank Tasha Young, who just ordered her hoodie of I Am Bigger Than My Fears. God bless you, Tasha Young. I heard that you were under the weather, so I'm glad to see that you're able to get to the phone and shop. God bless you. Greetings. We're praying for you. Beautiful. Welcome, Shamika. Very good. Ebony's posting it, so I'm going to go ahead and click it over here for us to see. That's the page you just go ahead to and you can purchase. You just want to go to product. You don't need to go notebook because somebody may want the hoodie or something else. All right. Just trying to make everything clear for everyone. She's going to post a link. Can I get the assessment, please? You absolutely can. We're not going to move on without you. Thank you, Devonna Lewis, who says this is awesome. Beautiful. Good evening, Ruby Harper. Cheryl Johnson, God bless you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, if you want pastel pink, just let me know. I didn't post all the colors, just the one that I designed in black. But it's pastel pink, pastel blue, gray, and white are the other colors available. And if you email me, then I'll know it's a demand and I'll go ahead and turn on all colors and it can go out in all colors to you at the same time. All right. Thank you all for all of your comments and suggestions and everything that it takes to do what it is that we do. If you go to your phones and you look at your Spaces app, you should see on there Suzanne M. Howard page. If you find the page and you're at the home page and you open it up to dashboard, you'll see the front page is called About and the second page is called Groups. And if you go into Groups, you'll see So Detox 2022. You tap it And you can read, you can write, you can post pictures and videos. And the first thing that you will see pinned at the top says, hello, everyone. As promised 1 day ago, here is the assessment for you to fill out. If you have any questions, you can email the coaches at solutioncoaches@gmail.com. Soul, just not SOL, SOULUTION, solutioncoaches@gmail.com. If you email us, we'll turn on all colors so that you can have a variety to order from. But we're going to have so many more designs, especially once I figure out the design I want for 2022 for So Detox. I don't want the flyer. And I know there was a prescription that I used to send out to clients. If they were dealing with codependency, I would give them a certain prescription for codependency, and it was on a t-shirt. And I had a woman once that told me if I made 20 of those, she would order 20. She absolutely loved them. So you'll be seeing those coming up soon too. I'm going to have a prescription written. I don't think I can get it up here tonight, but I'll have it up for tomorrow for us to see. And it's a literal prescription form, and it's signed by the soul doctor. And it is telling us what the prescription is that we need for whatever the problem is that we're having. Isn't that interesting? So if we're trying to get over self-awareness, I'll have it written out in a particular format on the prescription to help you become more self-aware. So those are the exciting things that we have going on too. Just make it more fun because it's just so deep and it gets so heavy sometime that we want to make light of it and have great memorabilia for it. So God bless you, Dr. Vanessa Bowling. I see you in the house tonight. Loving the podcast option 2. Listen today. It was nice while driving. Awesome, Ashley. Thank you. Another week or so, you're going to get something for just letting us know that you listen to the podcast, because I like to give away. Please like and share the broadcast to friends and families. Absolutely, Tasha Ross. I will check on the 4X option. 4X. We will check on the 4X option for you. Very good. I see Ebony's responding to everyone here. Pastel blue is pretty, Cheryl. I did like the pastel blue and the pastel pink. I know everyone liked that sweatshirt that I had on the other night, that Audacity made just for me. All right. Well, welcome, and welcome. God bless you all. I want to notice a post made by Deborah. I'm getting the swing of things. I completed my assessments. I tried to order my book and it stated out of stock. Well, guess what, Deborah? You can go in and order now and it will ship to you in a few days. You can go in and place that order now. And Ashley was asking, how do the sizes run? Right now up to 2XL, but I'm going to look to see which ones come in 4XL. Ashley Otero, she gets the sticker for today, everyone. She got her 30 minutes in walking around today. She got her 30 minutes in walking around today. So she gets her sticker today for So Detox. I want to thank Crystal Ellison. Hi, were you able to find the workbook and the journal? I didn't see it listed on Amazon. The workbook is not on Amazon, only the book. If you go to my website, Crystal, www.suzannemhoward.com, to the shop page, just hit shop, and you see all the products that we have available up to the current moment. And I see Latrice got her 30 for 30, and you better go, girl. And Renee was telling her that she did a great job. You see how we have the help here to get everyone encouraged and motivated, so it's not just lasting on one person. And Start Healthy Magazine. Again, if you subscribe, it's just $24 for the year. It's about 6 magazines that go out for the year. Very helpful. Lots of great information, instruction, and also a personalized letter from me. And I'm always talking about either what we've just come through or what's coming up next for So Detox. So you'll always be in the link with that, because as close as we are now, you'll be surprised to find out in a few months how we get so busy when the weather changes and distance kicks in, and we just kind of lose the connection that we've gained over these 30 days. So it's good to be in these groups. and to stay close to one another. Yep, it's on Nanita. The book is coming. We ordered it last night. It may come before 10 days, but right now the shipment is expected to arrive in 10 days to us. So I would go ahead and order it because those are only 50 books that are coming, and they're going to go just as fast as the ones last night went. And you don't want to have to wait for another shipment to come in. All righty. Welcome. Y'all got mail. How are you doing? How are you doing? Are you self-aware? Are you working it out? Are you working it out? I believe that you are. I absolutely believe that you are. And I've seen a lot of people was struggling. So before I go ahead and jump in, I want to hear, how are you doing with your work from last night? You had work to do from last night. Do you remember your work? You had work to do from last night. And what was your assignment from last night? You were to go in and you were to start at chapter 1. Look at my chapter 1. I'm the author, okay? I'm the author of this book. And look at my notes. Look at my notes. And the author has to rewrite all in her book. Because, of course, when you read something again, and I've taken so much more training since I wrote this book, been in so many more classes and certifications, I got new wisdom and new knowledge, new downloads, but I'm writing in the book that much. So I can imagine how much y'all need to be doing right now. We got you, Debbie. Tanil said 1 minute at a time. Ashley said, mirror me. Diane Washington says she did hers. Special says she cried doing her assignment. Then that means you are really doing your assignment because you're really feeling the heart and the grit of it all. Lisa Palmer said, did it all? A lot, but it was great. Rochelle is saying, mirror me. Who do you see? Jerry's trying to work it out. And of course, Coach Latanya is saying, awesome. Very good. All right. So let's talk about that for a few seconds, and then we'll move over into our next section. Last night, we started working on self-esteem versus self-concept, and we started working on self-esteem versus self-image. Can anyone tell me what is it that we are talking about in number 1 of self-esteem and self-concept? What is the formation that we're talking about? Awesome, Corindus. Very good. Answer the questions from chapter 1 and 2 and start a journal for the different areas. Awesome. Good, good, good. It's easy if you're honest with yourself. Bingo. Bingo. I'm going to have to post you. It's easy if you're honest with yourself. And that's the hard part. Because, often we think of when you're not honest, you're a liar. But it's not so much as being a liar. It's with denial. If you've been in denial, if denial has been a safe place for you to be, then it's hard for you to be honest with yourself. And we understand that. We absolutely understand that. I'm going to pull this over here that Ebony just sent me so that I can give you all an idea of what the prescription t-shirt looks like. And if you want it, then we'll also get that up there for you as well. I'm going to post it on the screen real quickly so you can see it. So it's a t-shirt. In the middle of the t-shirt, it says prescription from So Detox, your name, date, ready. Or are you? There's a question mark. This one was about codependency. Remember, your relationships are a result of what you've allowed and created. This is how I treat my codependent clients. Remember, your relationships are a result of what you have allowed and created. Well, I didn't create it. You created it by allowing it. So what's your diagnosis? Codependency and idolatry. Ooh, that hurts, right? What is the idolatry? Of the person that you are codependent to. So take daily. This is your prescription. Take daily. 1, I will no longer allow blank. Whatever it is that you have enabled that person with, your daily prescription will be once daily. I will no longer allow your behavior or whatever it may be. Number 2, I know this is different, but you'll get used to it. You're going to have to get used to saying that to all of those that you have enabled with your codependent behavior. I know this is different. I know you don't like that I'm saying no. I know you don't like that I'm pushing back responsibility on you now. I know you don't like that I'm holding myself as well as yourself accountable. You liked the way the relationship was. Of course you did. However, it has to change now. And I know this is different, but you'll get used to it. And then number 3, I care about and I love you. Because when you're breaking codependent dynamics, the person that you have formed this toxic relationship with always will want to throw in your face, you don't care about me, you don't love me, why are you changing? Or, okay, fine, if you want to change, don't make me change. So you're going to have to stand on these 3 prescription steps. You're going to have to stand on number 3. I care about you and I love you. And I'm making these corrections for us. These are boundaries that belong in a healthy relationship. So one woman actually wanted her t-shirts made of this because she was like, no, we need some help with this thing. So I need you to put this on a t-shirt for me. And she wanted 10 of them made. People ain't playing. When they get the real healing and the real message of Soul Detox, folks don't be playing. And guess what happens? People get upset with you when you start changing, because oftentimes your disadvantage has been such an advantage for other people. Come on, I'm starting already. Your disadvantage in life, let's just call it that, not living up to your full potential, remaining in destructive relationships. Come on, go back and replay last night. Your disadvantage in life has been an advantage to a lot of other people. So your changing is going to turn a system around that people are going to buck and fight. And I've seen some mothers, one father so far, but I've seen some mothers where the whole family was just really attacking her, if you will. Just attacking her because she decided to make these changes for her health. Her health was deteriorating. Because she had given so much of herself away, she was starting to get physically sick. Then she was getting sick because she was going against the grain of everything she really wanted emotionally. So there was a division between her of what she wanted and what she was actually giving out to people. So her disadvantage had become a great advantage for her husband and her kids. So when she started changing, guess who they had a problem with? Her. We want you to go back to the way you were. Things were fine the way they were. Why are you changing now? Who is behind this change in your life? Then they start trying to attack whoever is helping you with this change, whether it's your church, whether it's God, Jesus Christ, a friend, a coach, a therapist. They start trying to attack the person who's helping you because that person has become the middleman to your freedom, the middleman to your change. And this is so highly popular with women. Again, it's not a gender specific thing. When we deal with the soul, I've helped men through this, but the majority of women who are caretakers didn't know their purpose as a woman and as a wife, and they became all things to all people until it cost them their health, their wealth, their mental health, and for some, even their life. I believe that that's what cost my mother her life. She gave out of a place where she had nothing else to give from, and it cost her her life. There was nothing left to give, and she just gave and gave and gave and gave and gave until she died at too young of an age. How many of us are going to continue down that road? We've got to practice that no. That no is life-saving. It's life-threatening to other people, but it's life-saving to us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I read it. I'm not going to say your name, but yes, sir. I read it. That's the one thing about Soul Detox. You are going to perturb a lot of people. They're going to be highly upset with your change. People don't like when you change for the better if it affects them. People are all in, rah, 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 for your change as long as it doesn't affect the status quo. It doesn't affect anything with them. Some spouses complain about their spouse and complain about their spouse and complain about their spouse. And when the spouse finally gets help and decides to make change, they're like, wait a minute, things are fine the way they were. If you want to go ahead and change, you go ahead and change, but don't put that on me. I like the way things were. I don't know why you didn't like the way things were. Because it was all about you. I was sick. I wasn't happy. I was miserable. I lost myself. And I'm not blaming you. I did this. I was codependent. I allowed these behaviors to manifest in this relationship. It was a learned behavior from the household that I grew up in. And I'm going to fix some things. And yes, unfortunately, my change is going to affect you as well. But I'm doing this for the better of us. Isn't that amazing? Because when you get involved with someone who's codependent or has enabled some poor mannerisms or behavior in you, guess what? You don't even really know the person you married. Because the person you married, I don't care if it's been a year, 10 years, or 30 years, they are not their true selves. They have been this other person because they've been taught how to people please and how to keep things at the status quo. And they're not happy. Let me give you some examples. Look at their weight. Look at their weight. Does their weight reflect a happy person? There's physical signs to whether a person is happy or not. Look at their hair. Does the health or even just the style, especially for women, does the hair reflect a happy person? These are the areas that poor choices or not putting yourself first usually shows up. It shows up first with our weight. Our weight is a reflection of the weights that we're carrying. So as long as I keep gaining weight and you keep being thin, I'm carrying all the weight of this relationship. I'm carrying all of the burden of the finances and I'm not speaking it out. I'm not complaining out of my mouth, but look at me. Look at me. Have you ever felt that way before? Uh-oh, I'm seeing boom, wow, boom, come on, help us. You need to stay off my street. So I put the book down and I'm just flowing off your comments tonight. But have you ever looked in the mirror? I've done it. And I'll just use me for an example so I don't step on your feet. I said, Suzanne, what the heck is wrong with you? What is going on with you? And you have to sit yourself down and you have to ask yourself, what's bothering you that you're afraid to admit because you're afraid to shake up something, or you're afraid it's going to change something, or you're afraid to hurt somebody's feelings? What is going on with you? Either when it could be your weight, it could be you just having headaches all the time, or lethargic, you just don't feel like getting out of the bed, and you have to push yourself to brush your teeth, you have to push yourself to take a shower. Girl, man, what the heck is wrong with you? Some of you need to have a sit down and come to self-conversation, because something I'm carrying is causing all of this weight upon me. All weight doesn't come from laziness. I'm a witness to the fact that most of the people that I speak to that have a weight problem didn't start with eating a lot first. It started with poor mental health. Poor mental health. Something that you ignored for a little while got bigger and bigger and bigger on you. And you are the result of what you're carrying. You are the result of what you're carrying. Just look at yourself. Have a truth talk with yourself and get yourself out of the toxicity. You don't deserve it. Be the parent to yourself and give yourself the love and the protection and the security that you deserve by standing up and speaking for yourself. It doesn't come because people are lazy or eat too much. Laziness or lack of motivation and not caring for yourself usually brings on the eating, and then you just don't care for things anymore. Last night, we talked about the separate bedrooms and living room and kitchen, the rooms in our house, and how they reflect the compartments in our soul that we are avoiding and not dealing with, or the part of our soul that we feel we have the least say so or the least control in, and it's out of control. And that's the part of our soul. And our rooms in our house, isn't that amazing? How the rooms in our house, our dwelling, our brick and mortar homes reflect the areas in our soul, in our life, usually from relationships, that we just close the door on that closet. Just let stuff just pile up in that room because it's just out of control. We went there last night. We got a lot of comments and feedback on that. So what all this has to do with is identity formation. What has formed your identity? Why are we struggling with the first 3 days with asking ourselves the question, who am I? Why is that a struggle for us? I had a talk with a wonderful single young woman today that said, remember, I told you all my goals and my dreams and my deadlines and my plans. She said, they're all off now. They're all off the table, because how can I have goals and dreams and visions and deadlines for them, and I don't even know who I am? So I'm going to get involved in a relationship and I don't even know who I am. So it's easy to lose who you are when you don't know who you are. When you get into a relationship, it is easy to gain the world and lose your soul. It is easy to lose yourself in a relationship, especially when you go in not knowing, who am I? It's deep. So we're plugging away and we're digging in the book because we want to know, who am I? What makes me who I am? And we found out last night that self-concept and self-image is all about identity formation, and our identity is formed by our beliefs. Did y'all get that down yet? Are you able to say it like that? Who am I is the question of identity formation. Identity forms by our beliefs. So what are your beliefs about yourself? And there's 3 statements that I ask clients. The first one I ask them, I ask specifically, what do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? And they'll sit there and like, well, how honest do I get? You get as honest as you want this work to turn out for yourself. What do you believe about yourself? And most people have to get them started. I have to give them a general neutral list to get them thinking even, what do they believe about themselves? And of course they come out with, I believe I'm beautiful. I believe I'm strong. I believe I'm loyal. I believe I'm great and fantastic. And they go down the line. Then the eyes get watery and the stammering starts. And then you start hearing them say that I am a procrastinator. I can't keep my word. Yeah, priming the pump. Exactly. And then you'll hear things like, I don't feel like I'm a bad person, but my mom says I'm a bad person. And I feel like I am someone who loves hard, but I can't find that same love in return. And then we get down into beliefs. And now you're really getting the introductory. You're at Starbucks with yourself right around that conversation. When you get to that part of the conversation, when you can start being real about the things you don't agree with, but yet they are the things you believe in regarding yourself, that's when you get to the whole gist of it all. You've just taken yourself to Starbucks when you can be honest about what you believe but not necessarily agree with. Does that make sense to you? There are beliefs inside of you that you don't agree with, but they're in there. So that's why So Detox was formed through my part of the ministry of So Detox. Others have started it, and I'm sure others have it going on. But the part that was formed with me was, you don't know what you don't know about yourself. I don't know what I don't know about myself. And we have to get ourselves on a first date And that's why I'm just making light of it and saying, okay, now you're at Starbucks. I didn't take you to Ruth Chris's or Jay Gilbert's. We just at Starbucks. We didn't even hit Outback for lunch. We're just at Starbucks when we can ask ourselves the questions. What do I believe about myself? Why am I afraid of success? Why am I afraid of failure? Well, that part of identity formation comes from the next question. What do you believe about the world? Did your parents instill in you that the world is a dangerous place, an evil place, a lustful place, a sinning place, a place of failures and lies, and it ruined my life? Don't be so quick to run out into the world. If people or your own perception of the world is of this big, huge, dangerous place where failure is 100% possible, but rebounding from failure is not even 50% possible. You're going to be someone who's afraid to go out into the world. You're going to be someone who's afraid of success, and you're going to also be someone who's afraid of failure, because to you, the world is this. What is that for you? What is it? And then my third question, usually to believers, because you will be surprised to find out some of the beliefs. Again, beliefs do not have to be agreed with. They just have to be believed. And there are many beliefs that you have inside of yourself regarding yourself, the world, and thirdly, and more powerfully, God. What do you believe about God? Every single person that I have asked about their beliefs with God, when I had put just a little weight on their belief, they caved in immediately. And I'm convinced that most people in church don't even know God, don't even have a revelation of God. They just know the sermons that were preached about God. Come on, Suzanne. Most people know the sermons that were preached about God, but they don't know God. They very rarely or very barely have a revelation of who God is. Every time that I've done this with someone and I put just a little weight on their beliefs about God, they break down and they were like, can I be honest with you? Everything I just said, that was just the right thing to say. It's what's preached from the pulpit. It's what's said in my households. It's what I've heard my aunties and parents and them saying growing up. But you know what I really think about God? I think God doesn't answer my prayers. Another person said, I think God forgot about me. And they have been the most religious ones in my office. They come in, they got the Jesus incense still burning in the house. You can smell it on their clothes. And they're the main ones that after putting a little weight on their beliefs have said to me, I think God forgot about me. Someone else said, I think I did something a long time ago and God doesn't answer my prayers anymore. And I said, well, how do you keep up this look? How do you keep up this energy? How do you continually go to church when you believe the God who you are serving and worshiping and loving on doesn't answer your prayers? Can I ask you how you do that? Because when one ain't making two for me, I got to get out of a situation after a while. Like, how do you do it? And they're like, I don't have anything else in my life. It's like, wow. Or if I stopped, people would know that I'm an imposter. Or if I stopped, my family would disown me. All types of reasons, none had to do with God. Most people felt that God wasn't even there. So guess what I'm asking you tonight? I'm asking you to go with me now in this conversation of identity formation. What are your beliefs about yourself? Are you a liar, or you tend to be honest most of the time? Are you passive? Are you assertive, or are you aggressive? Are you someone who cares about other people's time, or does everyone have to always worry about your time and come on your time? Are you someone who can give love? Wonderful. Most people feel that they can. But are you someone that can receive love? Because people who cannot receive love are the most hurt people, and they end up hurting the people who love them. We're talking about identity formation. What do you believe about yourself? Who's in there? If I knocked, who would answer? Who would show up? If I picked at you, who would respond? If I ignored you, who would show up and have a response inside of you? Who are you? What makes you tick? What are your triggers? Who are you? When you're forgotten about, how do you respond? When you've been overlooked on purpose, how do you respond? You respond according to your beliefs, because your beliefs dictate your thoughts and your thoughts dictate your actions. What do you believe about the world? Is the world a welcoming place? Are you raising up young children to believe that there's a piece of this world that they can have if they work hard, if they make sure they vet people that they let into their close circle? Have you ever spent the time teaching your children, your grandchildren, how important it is to vet relationships? Do you know how many adults let people come in and out of their life like a swinging door? Because they have never been told by someone in position or by someone of wisdom that you have to vet these relationships. You don't just keep going through life like the wind is blowing you to and fro. You are special and you are dynamic and you offer a lot to people. You offer very good friendship and protection and security. How do you vet? How is everyone your friend? Every single person is your friend. Well, who's the associates? Who's the comrades? How about those who everyone's their cousin? Oh my God. We ain't going to go there tonight on that. We'll be here till 10 o'clock. How did these people get to where they get? You know, this is how you have to think of yourself. You're on stage because life is not about rehearsals. Life is a one-night show, opening night, one-night show, and your life is on stage. And you get to pick who are the actors in your play in the stage called life. You get to do that. You get to decide who gets the front row seats, who gets VIP seating, who sits in the orchestra section, who gets in the balcony. The majority of clients that I have, everybody was in the front row seat of their life. Everyone. And I said, so there's no one in the balcony? Why are coworkers on the front row where grandma and mommy and them sit? And then you got mom on the front row who hasn't been a part of your life, your entire life, until now that her life has fell apart and she needs you to financially support her. How did she get a front row? So let me just get this right with you. People can get a front row seat to your life because of the role, the title that they have in your life. And they're like, it's mother. Really? Well, let's look up mother and let's define what that means. See, I get to say those things because it's not my mother. It's hard for someone to say those things about their mother, especially if you've been raised properly or raised morally with some godly values. But let's be honest, families are dysfunctional. And there are some people, I don't care what their title or their role is, you don't get the front row seat of my life. And let me go a little bit deeper. Just because you're connected to someone who's on the front row seat of my life, be it my husband or my son or my lifelong good friend, you don't get a front row seat of my life just because you're on the front row seat of their life. Come on, we're going to drop the mic tonight because I'm loyal. And I don't just open up my heart to everybody and anybody. No, you do have to earn a front row seat in my life. You do. And you don't have to want it at all. Like someone just said, you can keep the circle tight like that. But if you're going to be in the front row seat of my life, my front row people don't get to bring people with them to sit on the front row of my life. My life is the one on stage. I get to choose who I take a little extra from because I know the covenant and the depth of this relationship. And you think because you're in covenant with someone who loves me that you can talk to me and treat me a certain way. No, it doesn't go that way. Someone needs to let you know where there's boundary lines at. You're on the front row of his life, not my life. I don't care how connected we are. You have to teach your children and your grandchildren and learn it yourself. You have a right to vet who comes in and out of your life. You have a right to say no. And if people can't accept your no, well, that just worked the vetting system in full proof and text for you. You're not someone that I can have in my life. Because if the testing of conflict or the testing of no comes and you can't handle it, how deep is our love? How deep can this go? I know that you love someone that I love, but that's the only connection we have. You're in the balcony and you need to know it. You need to feel it. Balcony people ought to know that they're in the balcony because they don't have access to you all the time. They don't get access to you when they deem it necessary. Their emergencies isn't your emergency. You're in the balcony. Now, a front row person, yeah, when you have an emergency, your emergency might be my emergency from time to time. I'm here with you. We riding this thing out. You got VIP seats in my life. But let me make this nice and clear to you. Those seats do change. They do change, and they can change by the individual or they can change by you. But there's a vetting that you need to teach your children. Not everybody should be able to get this close to you. This is your life. This is your life. And everyone else is living your life but you. Everyone's making the decisions for your life but you. Everyone's deciding your peace or when they want to rock your peace but you. What are your beliefs about you? What do you believe about God? Does God love you? Does he have you on his mind? Is he a forgiving God? Is he the God that you've never spent the time to get to know because you saw all the phony relationships from them folks older than you? Have you ever taken the time to admit to God how you really feel? What do you believe about the world? You won't get on an airplane. You won't drive your car. You won't go out of Connecticut. You won't leave Hartford. There's a belief in you about the world. And you need help correcting those beliefs so you can take control of your life and determine the destination of your mind. These are belief systems, and your beliefs, again, I repeat again, on purpose with intent and motive here, your beliefs formed you. And if you've never taken the time to go over what you believe, this is why you don't know who you are. So continue to write in your journals, continue to write in your notebooks. What do I believe about myself? What do I believe about God? What do I believe about the world? You can even go deeper and make it very subjective. What do I believe about this relationship? What do I believe about my relationship to my parents? What do I believe about my relationship to my kids? You're going to find some things about yourself that you didn't know. Take yourself to Starbucks, work your way up to Outback, on your way to Ruth Chris or Jay Gilbert's or some of these expensive restaurants. I used to know them all in New York and San Francisco, and I just ain't got that life no more. Identity formation. Ask the question, who am I? How do you get to know who you are? You got to find out your beliefs. Your beliefs dictate your thoughts, and your thoughts dictate your actions. It dictates how you show up. So last night you were going to go in the mirror and you were going to write down all the things about yourself. And Ashley, I did receive your email, and it was a very, very good identification form on Mirror Me. What you see when you look in the mirror. Then you're supposed to make another list, and you're supposed to write down your ideal self. Your ideal self. And then do some simple arithmetic. What is the difference between your ideal self and the self you see in the mirror. So let's just say that your ideal self was numero 2, and who you see in the mirror is number 1. Okay. So ideal self, take away mirror self equals what? 2 minus 1 equals 1. What is the 1? What is the 1? What is the difference between the ideal self and the self you see in the mirror? Is it assertiveness? Is it a lack of self-love? What is it that you need so that the mirror self can be seen as the ideal self or can become the ideal self? Because you may already be your ideal self, but you can't see it because you're so caught up in the belief that you have about yourself. And again, most of the beliefs that we have, we don't even agree with. Wow. This is heavy tonight. Do y'all feel this? What's the difference between the two? It's simple arithmetic. Someone might say it's believing in myself again. Someone might say it's believing in myself, period. I've never believed in myself. And you might say, I never believed in myself because I don't know myself. No, it doesn't really work that way. You don't believe in yourself if you don't trust yourself because you don't love yourself. And usually you don't love yourself because early on when you were a child, probably some pretty ugly things were said or nothing was said about you at all. So the self, the seat of you is empty, or the seat of you has a lot of frayed words that the church might want to call word curses and things that were spoken over you that's not true because you were raised by toxic people. In either situation, we've got work to do. And it's not as hard as it feels tonight. It feels hard because you're on the other side of this screen and you're probably by yourself. So it feels harder. But once you get into session and you start getting help, I'm telling you, most people around the 5th or 6th session start saying, I see my growth. They see the growth and they hold on to it because they may not see it again for 6 months. And then all of a sudden they'll say, I see it. I have a client that started with me during COVID, during 2019. And she comes every single week and she doesn't miss a week. She's a weekly client. And she's just starting now to love herself and to understand that she didn't love herself. And it wasn't because she hated herself. Sometimes we can't think of everything as black and white, as the opposite of. No one taught her that. And then she started to realize, man, I am so hard on myself. Wow, I never give myself a break. I never give myself any kind of compassion. I don't give myself any credit for anything at all. But I've got a list of all the things that's flawed with me. But I can't say one good thing about myself. And we've been together every single week, the same day, the same time since 2019. And starting around November, December of last year, she started getting a turnaround and it started clicking and it started coming around. Take yourself to Starbucks. And I don't mean literally. I'm just saying, take yourself on a date and start out at first base with yourself. Get to know yourself. You're beautiful, wonderful, made in an image and a likeness of the living God. Oh, what a wonderful place you need to explore and go. So finish that work if you haven't started it. If you started it, you're going to be working on it all year. So just save it. And then if we can move down to step 3, self-esteem versus self-worth. And then I want to hit personality if I can before we go. Can you believe it's the time already? Number 3, coming from our same material, self-esteem versus self-worth. Self-esteem is a similar concept to self-worth, but with a small, although important, difference. Self-esteem is what we think, feel, and believe about ourselves. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Come on, we're just alone in the office. It's just you and I. This is your one-on-one private session. Take that nice breath in your nose. Come on. Breathe out your mouth. Now trust yourself and just close your eyes for a moment while I read this to you. And if you are a seer, this should be easy for you. If you need help seeing, I want you to get a visualization. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. You're not being judged or credited for it. I want you to just close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to tell me what you see when I read this to you. Self-esteem is what you think. What are you thinking about? Self-esteem is what you feel. What are you feeling? Keep your eyes closed. Give yourself that place of peace. This is introspection. This is spending some time on meditation and retrospection of yourself, introspection of yourself. What do you believe about yourself? Stay there. I want to do it again. Stay there for another minute. Self-esteem is a similar concept to self-worth, but with a small, although important, difference. Come on, feel, smell, picture this with me. Self-esteem is what you think. What are your thoughts like? Self-esteem is what you feel. What do you feel? And self-esteem is what you believe about yourself. What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that we are valuable human beings worthy of love? When you're ready, just open your eyes. And if anything came to mind, write it down quickly, pop it up here in the chat if you can, because that's you. You just felt you. You just checked in with you. Self-esteem is what you think. I don't think happy thoughts. Be honest. Most of the time, my thoughts aren't happy. Well, I'm going to help you with that. But at least be honest with who you are on January 4th, because it's not going to be who you are on January 31st. What do you think? What do you feel? And what do you believe about you? That's your self-worth right there. I see a wonderful transparent comment here. I think I deserve better than what I've been giving myself. Do you hear that comment? Not what others have been giving me, because we are the end result of our relationships. I think I deserve better than what I've been giving myself. I feel ashamed that I haven't treated myself better. I believe it's time to make a change. Absolutely. 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 100%. I need to treat myself better. I see not good enough, emptiness, more negative than positive. I see myself in a black suit with a white shirt sitting behind a wooden desk. Powerful. That I'm blemished. I'm not happy and as lively as I used to be. Unhappy with self at the moment. I need to love my flaws and all. I felt beautiful and like I can conquer all things. I believe I need to love me first. I went back to my childhood when my mom used to say, I'm just like my father. I know who I am. I see not smart enough. You see? Who am I? You just answered it. Now, what did we learn on last night that we need to pull into tonight? Acknowledge the truth about these feelings and these thoughts and these beliefs. Acknowledge them, that they're there and they exist. Don't be like, girl, stop talking like that. You're talking full. Don't do it. Honor them. You honor bad behavior. You know how you do that? You acknowledge it. You have to. When you ignore things, you give it a pass. Acknowledge these thoughts and these feelings. Acknowledge what came into your mind. Acknowledge what you have written down. Acknowledge it. And then once you acknowledge it, give it honor. You know what gives it honor mean? It doesn't mean respect it. It doesn't mean treat it right. Give it an official, honorable burial. Bury him. Rip it up. I'm starting all over again. I'm starting from the beginning because these thoughts are not my thoughts. These aren't even the thoughts that God has about me. These thoughts are passed down to me. These thoughts came because no thoughts were ever given to me. I was never told I was good at anything. So these are things that were perceived. And then on the other hand, there's someone who say, these are the things that I believe about myself that were said to me by other people who didn't believe much about themselves. And then you have the other people on the other hand. No one ever said anything. I mean, no one ever said anything I was good at or anything that I accomplished or anything that I was confident with. I've never heard anything about me. So I just go through life and I try to make the best of it. You got two things going on here. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that it exists. Do not disrespect yourself. Acknowledge that it exists. And then honor it with a proper burial. Today, I'm starting over. I'm not going to tear it up and ignore it because I need to see that it's there. Because when I'm off, I need to realize this is how I think when I'm off. And this is the person that I'm going for. So on self-esteem and self-worth, which is number 3 in our book, what I want you to write down here, you're going to continue with a part of the mirror me, but I want you to write down, what is your opinion of yourself? So this means I need you to step out of yourself, look back at yourself, and write down an opinion of yourself. So you can't go by the inside. If someone was looking back at you, what would you think of you? Because some of y'all know we got some powerful looks going on. What's your outside? What's your external opinion of yourself? And I want you to write the whole list. I dress well for a heavy set woman. I do the best with my hair. I get compliments on my hair and I don't have much at all, whatever it may be. Just write it down. And then what I need you to do next to the list of opinions of yourself, I want you to put a value next to it. And you can do 1 to 5, how much you value that about yourself, or you can put it in a dollar amount. What is the opinion of yourself that you have? What is the opinion of yourself that you have? And when I say opinion, I want you to talk about the things that you do well. You know, I like how you make a style out of this. I like how you laugh. I like how you're honest. I like just what's your opinion of yourself? And not just overall, name them, list them. And then next to them, put a numerical amount next to how much you value that. If you like the fact that you've been knocked down, but you keep getting up, write that down. I value the fact that I keep getting back up. And to me, that's worth $1 million because I would be dead if I didn't have that about me. She's good to speak. She's always serious. She's always wearing black. She's always in sweatpants and a ponytail. She's always doing for everyone and so helpful and kind. Wow. The list goes on and on. Rid myself of some of the front row seaters that should not be there. Those that think they know, yet always critiquing what's said. Doesn't make me feel bad, but angry. I'm going to love myself just as much as I love others. One of the biggest problems is that I tend to push away the good people in my life and pull the bad people into my life. This is self-awareness. Good job. Was that Natalie? I think the name that I saw up there was Natalie. Natalie, this 30 days is about self-awareness. You just hit self-awareness on the head. Good job. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for Natalie. Good job. Because all I need you to get right now is exposure to yourself. I need you to become self-aware about yourself. And you just have a great moment of self-awareness where you realize you push those good people out of your life, but for some reason you pull closer negative people or people that are not good for you. Look at them clapping for you, Natalie. And Natalie, I can profile you in 30 seconds and tell you why you do that. So we're going to work through that together in these 30 days. Good job. So this is your soul work for tonight. Write down a list of the opinion of yourself, the good, the not so good, and the different. Because some things that we think are not good, somebody else could use in our life and pay us great money for it. So everything that you think isn't good isn't always not good. You'd be surprised, especially in the world we're in now. Some of these bad habits, people getting paid for them. So write down your opinion of yourself, the good, not so good, the indifferent. And then next to it, I want you to put a value on it. You can use a dollar amount of what it's worth to you, or you can put it on a scale from 1 to 5, however works best for you. And that's your work for tonight, coming from our group therapy book. Man, if I can steal just 2 more minutes, can I steal 2 more minutes of your time? I know we're over session, but I wonder if I can just steal 2 more minutes of your time. Yes. Carla says yes. Can I get one more yes? Yes, yes, and yes. All right. Just 2 more minutes of your time. I want to hit this so we don't lose here, because this is where we're going to go tomorrow with the next assessment. There are key areas for self-awareness. Key areas. Write it down in your journal. Key areas for self-awareness, and they include our personality traits, personal values, habits, emotions, and psychological needs. This will be up for replay on YouTube. Please subscribe to YouTube. Please, 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 please. And if you can get a bunch of others to subscribe to YouTube, I'll give you one of the books for free. We'll work some things out, but we need YouTube to get up there. Key areas for self-awareness include our personality traits, personal values, habits, emotions, psychological needs. Where do I need to hit tonight? Personality. Everybody has one. Personalities are not easily changed. In the field of psychology, some people believe that personality never changes, that your personality is formed in the first 6 to 8 years of your life, and that's what you're stuck with for the rest of your life. But new psychological research and testing has determined, which I've always agreed with, that personalities do change, but they're not easily changed because they are instilled beliefs about ourselves. So let me continue. Personalities are not easily changed. Values and needs are based on what we learn about ourselves. Unfortunately, understanding our personality, I'm sorry, I don't want to say unfortunately. Fortunately, understanding our personality can help us find in what environment we can sustain ourselves. Awareness of our personality helps us analyze such a decision. Let me read it again. These are the traits, the key areas of self-awareness: personality traits, personal values, habits, emotions, psychological needs. The first one we're going to hit tonight is personality. Personalities are not easily changed. Values and needs are based on what we learn about ourselves. Understanding our personality can help us find in what environment we can sustain. Awareness of our personality helps us analyze such a decision. For instance, let me bring it home. If you are a highly introverted person, you are likely to experience more stress in a sales position than a highly extroverted person would. So if you are highly introverted, someone who likes to be alone by themselves, into themselves, not egotistically, just more home-based, you should either learn skills to cope with the demand of a sales position that requires the extrovert type personality and behavior patterns, or you should find a position that is more compatible with your personality. Do you get it now? Do you get a better picture of personality? Awareness of your personality helps you analyze such a decision. Awareness of your personality helps you analyze such a decision. If you know your personality type, it will help you to understand what type of job you should look for. A lot of us are in jobs because we were simply hired, or we were actually good at doing that, but we would also be good at doing 99 other things as good as we are with that. But that's not the position that brings out our best personality. There's a job based on your personality. Can I go a little deeper? There is a relationship based on your personality, because personalities are developed during our first most crucial years of being on this earth. They are very hard to change. You can curve the personality just a little bit and bring some changes in life. But for the most years of therapy is what it would really help to change your personality. But small changes do happen. I've seen them. But if you don't know your personality, you're going to be in jobs that don't produce the best in you, jobs that don't make you happy. You're going to be involved in relationships that don't bring out the best in you. Let's just say opposites attract and you're an introvert. I was highly surprised to find out that I was an introvert. I always thought I was an extrovert because I love people. I love talking. I love sharing knowledge. But what I didn't realize is after those three things that I just mentioned are done, I'm exhausted. I'm mentally and physically fatigued because I'm an introvert and it takes everything I got in me to do those things. And when they're done, I'm flatlined because I'm an introvert. If I was an extrovert, I would get more energy and more zeal and more passion when I did those things. It would bring out the extrovert in me. But I didn't realize that I had skills and gifts in these areas, but my personality type was introvert. And I'm more refreshed and alert and awake in the house with a book, in the house with a movie, taking long drives alone, being out in the car in a rainstorm, driving out during the snow when everybody else is away. Do you get it? So when you learn your personality type, you are also learning who am I, because your personality has been formed by your beliefs. Identity formation. So what am I going to do to wrap us up with this tonight? I'm going to send out a link for a personality assessment. We're going to send out a link to each and every one of you for a personality assessment. Very good. I'd like to hear about yours, Carla. If you have time, email me. I'm definitely an introvert. Wow. That's me, introvert. Wow. Rochelle's an introvert. That's me. And usually one of the signs you can tell you're an introvert, you are emotionally depleted after people. Like I could go out and literally become the life of a party. But when it's time for me to go, I can literally feel myself just going into myself and just like becoming wallpaper, becoming just invisible in this room that I just preached and maybe had people shouting for the whole evening. I can literally feel that I've just disappeared in this room of 1,000 people that I was just once in very much of control of because I'm an introvert. Does that help you a little bit? Thank you. Introvert. Ronnie, you too, you think? Good, good. I really want to see what it is. That's me. I'm an introvert on demand, extrovert. I got you. Oh my God, Apostle, stop. Yep. So to wrap us up tonight, to help you get to know you a little bit more, to enjoy your first date with yourself at Starbucks, if you can at least answer the question when asked, who are you? You can start out with, I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert. And in that, you can begin to share the things that you like doing as an introvert or the things that you like doing as an extrovert. Remind yourself that opposites attract. So a lot of introverts are going to be fascinated with an extrovert, and you're going to attract and you're going to make relationship. That's later on going to make sparks that may turn to fire, that may turn to fumes, that may turn to burning logs and buildings of relationship that's on fire. Because opposites attract. I'm fascinated with the extrovert who can go around and take control of a room for hours and hours and get up in the morning and be the first one up and ready to go to breakfast and just take over the room for hours and hours and be ready for the workshop at noontime and just socialize and talk to everyone. And I'm just exhausted watching. I'm like, can I go back to my room, please? But opposites do attract. So in relationship, whether it's domestic or just with your friends, you may be with the opposite because they fascinate you. An extrovert may be fascinated with an introvert. I'm fascinated with how you could sit in the house for 2 or 3 days and read a book by yourself. How you can cook a meal, watch a movie, do laundry, and haven't talked to anyone in 3 days. An extrovert might be fascinated. They don't want it. They don't desire it, but they're fascinated with it, which would cause us to connect with opposites instead of our similar personality types. So you may be exhausting one another because you're opposites. And the oppositeness is what attracted you. But now in the relationship, it's exhausting you. What do we do? How do we work around that? You got to know who you are. And you've got to know the type of people you can have in your life, the type of person you can do life with. That's Q. All right. So I'm done for tonight. Ebony will be sending out the personality assessment. Unfortunately, it's not my own. So it's going to come from another site. And they're going to give you an opportunity at the end of answering those questions. They're going to give you an opportunity to have those few questions emailed to you. Make sure you go slow and you read it and say, yes, email it to me, because you and I may want to talk about it, or you and your coach may want to talk about it. And then they'll have a link after that that says, read your whole profile. I mean, they do it up for you for free. And it's not Myers-Briggs, so it's not a little difficult. This is layman's terms for all of us. I'm an adventurer. And as soon as I saw myself, I was like, oh my God, this still describes me to a T. Who needs anything else when you have these personality assessments? And then you'll find out what's your weaknesses, things to stay away from, things you should be strengthened in, what's your strengths, who are the best people to connect with for you, and how to be the better self that you are. Because at least we can learn on the 5th day, because tomorrow's going to be January 5th, but our 4th day, you're going to be able to learn. When I ask you, who am I? You're going to say, I'm an introvert that loves extroverts because I love da, 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 da. But as an introvert, I love da, 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 da. And you're going to be able to say, I spent Starbucks with myself. I took myself to first base on a first date, and I know who I am. And then we can go down and start controlling some of those thoughts that you have and some of the actions that are now taking over your life because you have beliefs that you don't agree with and they need to go. All right, my time is done. It looks like Joycey and Gwen Tucker says they're done as well. I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. This was awesome tonight. Good. That's what I needed to see. I'm loud and something else. I missed that one. But there we go. LaTanya's putting it up for us. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please don't forget to email us at solutioncoaches@gmail.com. SOULUTION coaches@gmail.com. If you forget any of this, you can go back to YouTube, do a replay, and you can always go to the website. You can contact us without typing an email. You can go to the contact us page. You can go to the About Us page. You can go to the shop page. Just click, 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 and we'll get to you with any questions that you have. I bless you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ tonight, and I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Thank you for spending this time with me, allowing me to be your online mental health coach. Invite a friend or two on tomorrow night. But most of all, please give me the honor of acknowledging this work by hitting like and share, even if you share it in your own inbox to share with others later. God bless you. I love you, and good night.
Let it